Okay, this is the final part of our fourth tutorial on decision making. So another kind of decision making is a while statement. This means that while a certain condition is true, repeatedly perform a set of actions. So it's defined generally below. So it starts with while, and again, condition or conditions is still a logical true-false statement. So for example, while x mod 2 is 0 means while the number itself is even. Well, try again, right? So you're able to see in x again. And an important thing to note is that the condition will be checked after all of your statements are complete. So for example, say the first time the user enters 4. Well, 4 is even. So you'll get a message that says, even, try again. And you'll be given another chance to enter the number. Say you enter 6. Well, it's even again. So after the cin, it will go back, it will get the value from the cin, and go back and check the while statement again. So 6 mod 2 is also 0. So once again, it'll say even, try again, and you're able to get another chance to enter. So now say you enter 7, well, that's good, because it still will go back and check the condition, but 7 mod 2 is 1. So this statement is now complete, and you have a correct value of x. And another one is an infinite while loop. While 1, it's infinite, which means it will never stop. So you will see infinite loop, well, an infinite amount of times. So here's a hint, don't do it. So while statements are definitely useful for many conditions. So say a program required an odd number, but the user enters an even number. So that while statement we just saw can come in quite handy. With an if statement, you can only give them one more chance, maybe 2 if you have another if statement. But with a while statement, the user can enter a number any number of times, and you don't have to necessarily worry about all those extra if statements. So while looping definitely is quite good. So again, we have some examples. So here, the program says we only want an even number. So firstly, we have our number. We have a message that says please enter an even number. So all this pretty standard stuff so far. But now we have a choice. Say the user enters an odd number. Well, that's not what we want. So we can do a few things. We can say if the number mod 2 is 1, right, it's an odd number, and say cout, enter again, cin the number, and then what? Well, if the number mod 2 is 1, you can say cout, enter again. Well, I'm not going to continue, you catch my drift. So the solution would be a simple one. This if statement is no longer needed, and change if to while. Now, say the user enters an even number. The while statement, just like an if, will not work, which is a good thing. So cout, you entered an even number, and just for now display the number. Okay, so compiling the program. Taking a moment. Okay, so far so good. pulling the window in view. Please enter an even number, 7. Well, so far program's working out well. How about 99? Nope. 2. There you go. So it works out that a while statement can definitely save you a lot of code. So the last example on while statements for now is a very basic introduction to looping. Even though a while statement technically is a loop, but we're just using it for just a single condition for now. So a loop generally runs from 1 to n, right, an n number of times. So say for this program we have still a number, say an even number, and now we want to get a character. So beforehand, let's, I shouldn't have erased that, but that's okay. While it's an odd number, enter again. And now we have our character. So cout, enter any, and my typing today is way off. Enter any character. Now that necessarily doesn't require any while loops, because we told them any character, so there is no restriction. So this we don't need. So now what we want to do, let's have an int n, or I is usually seen. So let's have an int I, starting at 1. Now we do have our number entered. So what you can say is while I is less than or equal to the number entered, you want to do something. So let's just say cout I followed by the character. And now you need to increment I. Why? Because this will turn to an infinite loop. Be warned. If you do not change the I, which is the counter, you will be stuck in an infinite loop. So I'll show you what happens. So compiling this program, please enter an even number. Well, let's enter an even number, say 4. Enter any character, let's just say a little star there. So you can see it went well. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. And I'm not talking about hotels. So that's just the foundation of looping. The I will change, and this condition will again be checked for each time. So what happens if you didn't change I? Look close and you're going to see a big mess. So still enter an even number. Any character fine. Whoops. Big problem. Goes on forever. So this is just the specific compiler. You're going to end up had to go through all this, so we're out of it. So you must change your counter. So there'll be more on looping in general in the next tutorial. So this is just your intro to while statements. You'll be seeing them from time to time as we continue. So now we are concluded with tutorial 4. So tutorial 5 will introduce looping as a for loop, as well as touch upon a few more examples of decision making and while looping. See you then.